morning and Merry Christmas. It's the 25th day of December 2024 and indeed a Christmas morning, and that's the best way to celebrate Christmas. Talk Sports is the best way to go. You get all the big stories making the rounds in the exciting world of sports, and indeed we've got very plenty of stories that we definitely make your Christmas truly an amazing one. Alright, let's begin from the Christmas mood. So we're talking about Christmas. We will be giving stories that has to do with players talking Christmas and doing Christmas things. We'll be joined via Zoom by Frank Alapa, who is the CEO of Sport 360, who will be joining us via Zoom. Also, hopefully Gabriel Batistuta will be joining us somewhere in the course of the program to also give us his own perspective to the big stories making the rounds. Well, before we draw Frank Alapa into the discourse, let's give you some big stories making the rounds from London. We hear that while Fulham fans will be expecting Alex Iwobi to score more goals this festive season, the Nigerian playmaker has already scored big with his philanthropic gesture ahead of Christmas. The Super Eagles midfielder brought joy to struggling families in East London, and as he distributed free food including turkey at his temporary shop Alex Press in Canning Town. The Fulham star, who has been outstanding from this season with 5 Premier League goals, opened the shop as part of Project 17, a charitable initiative aimed at supporting those in need. It will be handed out food items to 100 families, spreading Christmas cheer to those who need it most. Speaking to BBC Sport Africa, he will be credited his parents for instilling in him the spirit of giving. The 27-year-old Nigerian international has established himself as a key player for Fulham this season, leading the Cottagers scoring charts alongside being third in assists with 3. His impressive form has helped Fulham to 10th place in the Premier League with 23 points from 15 games, their second best tally at this stage in the Premier League history. Also, just it makes me wonder if this guy is not truly, yes, he is of course truly Nigerian and truly from the eastern part of the country. Guess what? He has a shop already in London named Alex Press, and it tells you that it runs in the blood. That entrepreneurial spirit of the southeastern persons would never leave them, and that's one key reason why we've got the temporary shop Alex Press in Canning Town, owned by Alex Iwobi. So after football, he goes back to his shop. It tells you Nigerians are very entrepreneurial in nature and they always get the job done. So we're wishing Alex Iwobi and the rest of Nigerian players playing across board all the very best this Christmas. That's the way to go. Give back to the society, and Alex Iwobi is giving back to the Canning Town where he gave up to 100 families foodstuff and items to celebrate the 2024 Christmas season. That's the way to go. Alright, we still got some big stories that making the round as we talk Christmas stories in sport. Let's take you from Fulham. Let's take you to Old Trafford. Yes, Manchester United one star is also doing something for the homeless. As the big story tells us that Manchester United star Diogo Dalot has helped serve food to homeless people at a shelter in the city. The Portuguese defender, a £19 million signing from Porto, turned up unannounced with his partner at a live share, a homeless charity in the city center, surprising visitors with clothing and food donations. They then rolled up their sleeves and spent Christmas Eve dishing out hot meals to more than 100 people at the charity. Diego and his wife were brilliant and got stuck in. It was a real lifter for all. They said the ordinary donations and goodwill of the people of Manchester, and so truly grateful for all the support that made this week to occur. And the man behind this is no other person but Diogo Dalot of Manchester United, showing that aside playing football, he has a heart for the people out there in the society. Alright, kudos to Diogo Dalot for doing the needful at this Christmas. Alright, let's move on to other big stories making the rounds right here in Nigeria. Let's talk about the CHAN qualifiers. Yes, it's the big one, Nigeria Ghana. That's where you're heading to. The head coach of Ghana's Black Galaxies, Max Udi Didi Dramani, has expressed optimism about his team's chances as they prepare for the second leg of the 2024 African Nations Championship CHAN qualifiers against Nigeria. The decisive encounter will take place on Saturday, December 28th. And the Gospel Pablo Stadium in Nigeria's Upper Edo State, with the winner securing a spot in next year's CHAN, co-hosted by Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. You can call it the Eastern CHAN. Regardless of the first leg result, Dramani stressed the importance of preparing better for the return leg, even as he focused on the positive his team has already gained from the competition. The Black Galaxies are aiming to defeat Nigeria for the second straight time in CHAN qualifiers, having previously West African rivals in similar circumstances. And looking ahead of the crucial second leg, Dramani outlined his team's strategy, focusing on defensive solidity and offensive breakthroughs. Despite a spirited performance in the first leg, neither Ghana nor Nigeria managed to find the back of the net, leaving the tie delicately poised. Meanwhile, Nigeria's Super Eagles B stand-in coach Daniel Ogunwodere is equally confident in his team's ability to secure qualification. Ogunwodere highlighted the significance of CHAN for the development of local players and Nigerian football as a whole. The rivalry between Ghana and Nigeria has always been fierce, and this time is no different. Both teams understand what is at stake, with qualification offering a platform for their local talents to shine on the continental stage. Alright, so that's the big one there. Nigeria Ghana is going to be, and hopefully I will go for a very quick break. When we return from the break, we'll be having Frank Alapa join us via Zoom so that he can react to some of the stories we've shared already, and we still have some other big stories for you, as Rashford is talking in with his family for Christmas, and also we've got other big stories that you don't want to miss, as Pep Guardiola defends Haaland's poor form. These are other big stories after this quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back from the break. It's the Christmas edition of Talk Sport as we give you all the big stories making the rounds in the exciting world of sports. Let's take you to Old Trafford, where Manchester United star Rashford is in the news this morning. Manchester United star Marcus Rashford has been enjoying Christmas dinner with his family amid uncertainty over his future. Rashford posted a picture on Instagram of himself and his family, accompanied by a caption, "Family time, happy Christmas everyone." The 27-year-old has been linked with a move away from United after falling out with favour under Ruben Amorim. Amorim, who started work as United boss in November, has left Rashford out of his last three-match squad against Manchester City, Tottenham and Bournemouth. In a bombshell interview last week, Rashford, who has spent his entire career to date at United, indicated that he is ready for a new challenge. That led to suggestions from Amorim that it was Rashford's decision to give the interview as he questioned the player's entourage. Amorim has revealed that Rashford wants to return to action for United, with the coach saying that it is his decision to leave him out. The United boss insisted that he knows what he is doing with regards to omitting Rashford from the squad. And from Rashford, let's go to the man you called one of the best coaches in the world. We're talking Pep Guardiola. Is in the news this morning as Pep Guardiola has defended Erling Haaland, who has shouldered the brunt of the blame for Manchester City's dismal run. The Norwegian striker once again failed to score in City's defeat at Aston Villa, meaning he has only gotten 3 goals in his last 12 Premier League games. He has played the full 90 minutes in all but one game during City's dismal run of form, in which they have won just one match in 12, losing 9 of them. Guardiola stuck up for his striker in the aftermath of his 6th league defeat of the season, stating without Haaland his side would be even worse. And Guardiola doubled down on his comment on Christmas Eve, making a point of not singling out the forward in what has been his worst period in charge of the champions. Meanwhile, Haaland has netted 108 goals in 122 matches since joining City in 2022, winning the Premier League Golden Boot in his first 2 seasons. However, the Norwegian's goal drought has seen him drop 2 goals behind Mohamed Salah in the league scoring chart this season. While the majority of City stars have been struggling since the beginning of November, Haaland was quick to take the majority of the blame following his side's defeat at Villa Park. City will be looking to end their rotten run when they face Everton on Boxing Day, and Guardiola is hopeful that his side can rediscover the mojo that has led them to a multiple of successes since he walked through the door in 2016. Alright, time is going to tell. Tomorrow's Boxing Day. We're going to see if City will be able to bounce back against Everton at the Goodison Park. That's going to be a very big matchup. Let's take you to Liverpool, where they say they never ever walk alone, and it's Cody Gakpo that is in the news this morning. Cody Gakpo has heaped praise on Liverpool teammate Mo Salah and insisted that he hopes the Egyptian remains at Anfield after the current campaign. Despite embarking on their first season without Jurgen Klopp at the helm and enjoying a quiet summer in the transfer window, the Reds have enjoyed a thunderous start on all fronts. Since Arne Slot took the reins this summer, Liverpool have tasted defeat just once in all competitions. The impressive run sees the club top of both the Premier League and the revamped Champions League format. Once again, Salah has been instrumental to their success, and he recently became the first Premier League player ever to have double figures in both goals and assists at Christmas. Speaking on the 32-year-old, Gakpo insisted the club are lucky to have a player of Salah's ability. That's why Liverpool's flying start speculations in recent months has been fixated on the future of Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold at the club. Let's tell you that the trio have been integral to Liverpool's success in recent years, but could all leave on free transfers at the end of the season, with their contracts set to expire. Meanwhile, Salah previously expressed a disappointment that he had not been offered a new deal, but has indicated that he would like to continue his career with the Reds, and asked last month whether the uncertainty surrounding his future could distract Salah. Slot insisted that based on the evidence, the opposite could be true. Alright, so let's see what's going to pan out, but obviously the fellow from Egypt would want to remain in Liverpool to continue his goal scoring form, and he's a legend of Liverpool, so no better place to stay than Anfield. Alright, let's move on to the blue side of Manchester. As we look at Manchester City, yes, given the boost to pursue Florian Wirtz is a big story now, as Man City have been handed a boost as they look to bring Bayer Leverkusen star Florian to the Etihad next season. The 21-year-old is widely regarded as one of the most promising talents in world football, and played a key role as Xavi Alonso led the club to the first Bundesliga title in the club's history last season. Florian made 49 appearances for the club in all competitions in the 2023-2024 season, as Leverkusen also triumphed at the DFB Pokal while setting a new European record of their 49-game unbeaten run. In addition to his exploit at the club level, Florian also starred for Germany in Euro 2024 this summer, scoring twice as Julian Nagelsmann's side reached the quarterfinals on home soil. Meanwhile, Florian's impressive performances have led to interest from several of Europe's top clubs, with Pep Guardiola in particular said to be a keen admirer. Meanwhile, Leverkusen are determined to keep hold of their prize asset that they are said to value at £124 million. But recent development will force the club to reconsider, as reported this month claimed Florian had agreed a deal to extend his stay at the Bayern Arena, but club CEO Fernando Coro revealed that extension has not yet been agreed. Leverkusen currently sits second in the Bundesliga table, 4 points behind Vincent Kompany's Bayern Munich. In 13 league starts this season, Florian has provided 14 goal contribution with 7 goals and as many assists. Arsenal, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich have also been linked with a move for the playmaker. Meanwhile, Man City are said to view Florian as a potential long-term successor to Kevin De Bruyne. The Belgian international, now 33, has been linked with a move away from the Premier League champions in recent months. The Bruyne's contract at the Etihad is due to expire at the end of the season. Meanwhile, the midfielder insisted he had not had talks over an exit in the summer and has hinted at potential discussions over a new deal at Man City. Alright, so let's see what's going to pan out. Is Kevin De Bruyne, would he be leaving completely or would he be extending his deal? Is a one big question only time can answer. Alright, so the big stories are making the rounds. In case you're just joining us, it's Still Talk Sport, the Christmas edition, as we give you all the big stories making the rounds in the exciting world of sport. And let's go to the Gunners. Yes, we're talking Arsenal business this morning, as Arsenal are reportedly said to be offered the chance to sign Paris Saint-Germain forward on loan to serve as cover for Bukayo Saka. Just informing into the Gunners clash with the Crystal Palace on Saturday has to be replaced, and later left the Selhurst Park on crutches. Mikel Arteta later confirmed that Saka will be absent for many weeks with a hamstring injury, with concerns from inside the club that the England star could be out until early March. The news comes as a significant blow to Arsenal's title hopes, with the club having already seen captain Martin Odegaard miss multiple games through injury earlier in the campaign, with Saka said to be set for an extended spell on the sideline. Speculations has fixated on whether Arteta will look to bolster his options when the transfer window opens next month. And according to reports from the Standard, Arsenal are one of the several clubs that will be offered the chance to sign Paris Saint-Germain forward Randal Kolo Muani on a loan for the remainder of the season. Meanwhile, remember that Kolo Muani has been a marquee arrival for Paris Saint-Germain, who paid £64 million plus add-ons to sign him from Eintracht Frankfurt in the summer of 2023. However, the France international endured a disappointing leading campaign at the Parc des Princes, scoring just 9 goals in 40 games in all competitions. This season, Colombia stock has dropped even further, with Paris Saint-Germain boss Luis Enrique limiting the 26-year-old to just 2 league starts so far this season. Alright, that's the story there. Let's quickly join. We've got Frank Alapa joining us via Zoom to talk sports this morning. Frank Alapa, good morning. Thank you for joining us on Talk Sports.
Good morning. Glad to join you.
Sure, you must have had your fair share of goodies already this morning.
Oh yeah, I got a big hammer. I'm glad.
Yes.
It's a good year.
All right, let's talk some sports this morning. We've got some very interesting stories about Arsenal having issues now that Saka is down and out and might be out till March next year. Are you excited that Arteta would want a replacement and he's going for Kolo Muani of France, who played for Eintracht Frankfurt last season, but had a very bad first campaign for Paris Saint-Germain? Is that the best attacker to go for?
Well, Arteta is working within his means. Saka is, as we all know, is a is the star boy of Arsenal, and having the injury coming in is a big blow. I was listening to you talking about Martin Odegaard, how Arsenal suffered when Martin Odegaard was not there. Saka has been a consistent factor for Arsenal all through the seasons, and I think it was one of our sessions that I said that I fear for people like Saka and Odegaard, because they give you 110% every time and they are very durable. And when they become injured, it becomes a problem. Now, talking about Kolo Muani is also a good winger, very fast, young, exciting. Well, he hasn't attained the consistent status of a Saka, and but he's athletic, he's dynamic, and if well put together, he could be a very exciting replacement for Saka. As for whether he's the best choice, that's the ready choice, because it's very difficult for you to get Messi-like or Mbappe-like quality in January. So getting somebody like Kolo Muani, who has had the experience of international tournament, has played in PSG, played in Eintracht Frankfurt, it's a good experience. With proper management, you can get the best out of him, and it could just be worth Arsenal's while. So I don't think it's that bad of a deal. It's a good one.
To other talking points, we've got Pep Guardiola this morning saying Erling Haaland shouldn't be blamed for the poor form of Man City. He has not scored in how many games? Do you think Pep Guardiola is just doing this to protect his striker, or is it true that Haaland has not lived up to the billing as a deadly striker?
As somebody who is into PR management and all that, look, whoever is doing that kind of crisis management is trying to divert attention away from Pep Guardiola by saying it is Haaland. Haaland's business is to score goals. And before you brought him to Manchester City, we all saw his data. And analytically, Haaland will miss about 4 to 5 chances before he converts one. That's a fact. And that's how it has been. That's why I said at one point in time that the likes of Nicholas Jackson, who has 3-to-1 conversions, is a better striker to a certain extent because of his conversion rate. Haaland's ratios has always been there. It has never changed. A little bit even improvement because he tries as much as possible to do what he can't do under the circumstance. So anybody who is trying to divert the attention to Haaland is not doing a good job. The guy has proven himself in Germany. He did over the last seasons. When even in the country they couldn't qualify, he was very eager to get on going. So it's not about Haaland. It's not about Haaland. It's about what has happened to Pep Guardiola. How can the most feared team in Europe, how can the most feared team in Europe go from being, whether you are Barcelona, Madrid, Bayern Munich, or any team in the world playing against Manchester City, as long as
we're losing some audio connection with Frank Alapa. I wanted to get his take as regards what the problem of Man City is, talking about the blue side of Manchester, what's happening to one of the best teams in Europe, talking about
diverting the attention away from
the treble some seasons backwards to lose 6. All right, Frank Alapa, thank you for rejoining us. So go ahead. You were trying to tell us what the problem was as regards the dropping of Man City from the heights they had attained before now.
It's Guardiola. It's Guardiola. Guardiola has to fix things. Honestly, I really do think that Guardiola has never stayed beyond 4 years in any club. Because his transition management of players cannot be measured at par with the likes of Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, and even Jose Mourinho. And that's the problem he has. Exceptional ready-made players that can be fit in the box. So it has nothing to do with Haaland. It's either Guardiola is deliberately trying to ruin his contract or the man is burnt out. It has not, because they are still playing the same way. They dominate games. They have more chances. They have more passes. So whose fault? Where's the fault coming from? It's not him. There's something wrong with the core. And the core is the man. He says the player, there was a time...
People have said is the absence of Rodri. The absence of Rodri is what is causing this issue. Do you think it's down to the absence of Rodri, or you think it's... and how key would tomorrow's Boxing Day match be for Man City? If they do lose against Everton, would that be so long for the blue side of Manchester?
Look, it's not Rodri. It's not Rodri. See, if you look at following the years, Rodri is a defensive midfielder. Does it mean that Guardiola does not understand the basic principles of clearing the ball out? Just lay a pass and you lay it carelessly. Guardiola is known as a perfectionist. He's known as a perfectionist. He rarely believes in the exceptional. It took Messi, and look at it. It took getting an exceptional goal scorer before he finally won the Champions League. He doesn't believe in that singular person. He believes in implement my ingenuity. He's a mastermind. He believes he's a mastermind, that his tactical plans and settings, it's what makes it work. So it's not a matter of Rodri. As far as Guardiola is concerned, he can handpick an academic player and put there, and he will do the basic principles. They still dominate the ball. They still dominate possession. They still dominate passes. They still dominate movement. They still dominate. What is happening? Because let me tell you this, Tony. The imprint of Guardiola is all over football in Europe right now. Look at Chelsea. Maresca has the imprint of Guardiola. Even Annie Scott of Liverpool has the imprint of Guardiola. There is no coach today that doesn't have the failed Ten Hag tried a little bit of the imprint of Guardiola. If it's working for those people, how come the grandfather of it all, who is still playing the same thing, all of a sudden has a decline? The man is tired. Or he's playing a very serious gamble. If he loses against Everton, he just goes ahead to prove my theory right. He's tired, he's burnt out, he wants an out. Maybe that's the reason why he did not sign the contract very early. He took his time. There's something fundamentally wrong with the man. And, well, for me, I don't think Manchester City is in trouble yet. They're just in sixth, and if you look at it, they're within a pecking distance of the top five. And if they pull a draw, I see a win for him or a draw. I don't see him losing outrightly. And if he loses, look, just like what some people are saying, give him a break. Tell him to go. Tell him to go and take a break. Maybe the 115 charges is getting to him. Can you imagine Guardiola walking and then somebody booing him or bantering him, and he turns around and wants to fight?
Yeah, that was
that's a billionaire or a millionaire in some currencies, and he turns around and the man is burnt out. That's how you will respect the likes of Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger and Jose Mourinho for staying so long in the club, being able to eras after eras after eras and transiting. That's how you respect. Those are managers and coaches. This guy has a formula. Once that formula wears out, transiting to another one, it's a problem for him. And that's what he's suffering right now. He has to throw money at it. So that's what he's suffering.
All right.
There's no transition plan. At Barcelona, he spent 4 years. At Bayern Munich, he spent 3 years. At Manchester City, he has gone beyond his normal cycle. He's burnt out. He has to throw money at it again. That's why they are talking about Florian Wirtz of it. He needs him so badly.
Do you think Wirtz is the man to do the job? And where would that leave Haaland?
Florian Wirtz is a very brilliant player. Yes, he is. He needs a replacement, an immediate type set of a Kevin De Bruyne that can move the ball from midfield, that midfield and attack, and unleash Haaland. He needs him. He needs somebody ready-made that he could quickly mold and have that a little bit of exceptional explosiveness that can see a pass and can create goals. Yes, Florian Wirtz would.
All right, let's just look at some other stories. Making the round, some other stories we've got. We've got a story concerning Zexi, who the story is talking about him splitting from his longtime girlfriend. We also know that Marcus Rashford had that issue also. Do you think this emotional, personal affairs have a way of affecting these players, and it makes them lose their form on the pitch of play? How key is that for their performance on the pitch of play?
Let me tell you this, Tony. First of all, people, media and gossip magazines need to sell. And like I said, since I'm into PR and sports management, I understand these stories that sometimes you need to get a particular section of, yes, get a section of the actually have or the outside football. Manchester United and clubs within that level, they have invested heavily in these guys. So they have their own psychologists who these guys can talk to prepare them mentally, to get them above a certain level, to always put them in game mode. When they see there's a drop in mentality, the club has invested psychologists who they pay big money to go check them out. I don't think this is an issue for the young man. He knows where his bread is being buttered. If his mental fortitude or mental strength takes a dip, the club's psychologist or the team of psychologists will get him into their office and they start asking him questions. Because this is somebody that has not at all repaid the investment Manchester United has put in him. So he's in business-wise, he's a prized asset that must help them recoup their investment. So if there's anything that goes wrong with him, whether the girlfriend decides to run away from him or not, I don't think it will affect his mentality. It's not part of it. He is a laid-back player. When Ten Hag brought him, you understand what Ten Hag was looking for. Somebody who can lay off passes, just the way he did at Ajax. He had the likes of Ziyech, who could run in and just casually, just like Kanu would do then, lay off a pass and then score a beautiful goal. That's what the Zexi is for. For now, you would, because of the tension and the pressure in Manchester United, you might not, Manchester United fans would not enjoy Zexi for now. Maybe that's why there's so much pressure around him that he's too laid back. He's not the kind of player, you know. When they get into that level and plateau, you would see him. He's a Berbatov kind of player. Somebody who can just lay out a beautiful pass carelessly. And that's the kind of player he is. So, but I don't think any of this, the Jamaicans will call it backyard stuff, will affect him.
Liverpool's talk. We've got Maresca saying that Liverpool has an advantage, and Maresca says that Chelsea's defeat to Liverpool in last season's Carabao Cup final is evidence of the Reds having an advantage over his side when it comes to winning Premier League this campaign. Chelsea sits second in the Premier League table heading into Christmas, but the Blues boss Maresca has consistently denied that his team are in the title race because he believes it is too early. Do you think Maresca is playing mind games with Arne Slot?
Please tell that guy he's in second position and let him understand what it is. The spotlight is on him. Look, he has been saying that Chelsea has not been in the race, and he has been winning matches after matches, and his players are scoring goals. Even they have the luxury of conceding a whole lot of goals, but they score more. So he is in the title race, and I think playing the underdog works for him. I'm talking about Maresca now.
Okay.
Being the underdog works for him. He wants to play the underdog. I think that's what it helps him and motivates him to see himself as the underdog. So maybe putting that demeanor that we are not in the race, we are the small dogs in this, and just sneaking up, don't see me coming. Well, unfortunately, bro, you are in second position. You're above Arsenal, you're above Manchester City, and you're above all the big names. So you are in the title race. So saying that Liverpool have an advantage over him, that's all talk. The deal gets to when you are both on the field. And he has, if there's any team that is in form right now, I think we have the two informed teams going head-to-head against each other, Liverpool and Chelsea.
What's the expectation?
They are the ones that, well, this will be one again in the midfield where both of them are, where both coaches like to play. Maresca with his like both of them, funny enough, have the imprint of Guardiola in them. It will be one in the midfield, and if I was hoping I could see the intended starting lineup for this match. The two defensive DMs, being central midfielders rather, that Arne Slot uses will determine this, because Caicedo will be very immense for Chelsea in the midfield. Gravenberch and McAllister would be able to match a Caicedo. Why do I say so? Both are mobile and strong and very pass the ball effectively. The linchpin of Chelsea's counter-attacks and holding on to the ball and breaking up games is Caicedo for Chelsea. He's the linchpin. And where I see a problem coming for Chelsea is that Chelsea concedes a lot of goals. And with the form Mohamed Salah is in creating and scoring goals, you don't want to give him a half chance. So if I'm going to give a prediction, and Chelsea has not exactly done well against the big teams, but like I said, form, we're looking at present form. But I would give it to Liverpool. I wouldn't want to predict a scoreline, but I will give it to Liverpool.
All right.
This match. I think Liverpool has more technical power in the midfield, than Chelsea.
All right, let's move to the next talking point. We're talking former Man City star Robinho. We know that the former Man City and Real Madrid star Robinho is spending his first Christmas behind bars after being told he doesn't qualify for the temporary festive release thousands of prisoners at his lockup will enjoy. A man sentenced to nearly 40 years in jail for holding his teenage ex-girlfriend hostage before murdering her among more than 2,500 prisoners benefiting from 11 days festive season freedom at the Tremembe prison complex near Sao Paulo, where the former Brazil international is being held. But prison chiefs have confirmed Robinho is not eligible for this. Do you think they're not being fair? Should there be some kind of consideration for Robinho? And are you disappointed Robinho's life is going towards this route for someone who was a poster boy of the Samba Boys?
Wow, so sad about Robinho. Even as much as the sad thing about I've seen this story. But hearing you saying it back to me, it breaks my heart all over again.
Very sad.
It breaks my heart all over, honestly. I know I covered Robinho when I was at Brilla. I covered his career and on some of our programs, some of the adjectives used to describe him. I called him the slim Maradona with his leg over and his work and his joy for foot. Look, I'm serious. Somebody needs FIFA or whoever, CONCACAF, needs to put a searchlight on the growth environment in Brazil for footballers. A particular percentage a lot of them end up in trouble after their careers.
Yeah, Adriano.
There's Anderson, Adriano, a lot of them. And they seem not to be able to manage success. Look at Robinho. There is no reason why Robinho would be in this kind of issue because he's supposed to have risen above this.
True.
Above this, Ronaldinho caught crossing the border. This, if that's an African, like levels don't change. You are above a certain level. You are placed on a pedestal so high. And there needs to be an honest investigation into what is happening around the growth culture of footballers in South America. Honestly. Because this is a sad thing. Murder. I was wondering why you would be asking me if this is fair to him. Are you serious? What about the family of the girl? Are they not humans?
We're looking at his public life, what he has done for the Brazilian.
I don't understand. Public life, did he think about it before he decided to engage or allegedly get in himself in murder, man? It's murder. No. I don't think he has a right to complain. And I'm saying in fact, I don't think the fact that he's a footballer should not be accorded special status.
No, but he was involved.
That's not right.
He was involved in sexual assault. I was only saying that
whatever he was involved with,
yeah,
he should know better.
True.
He played in Europe. He has seen. Look, Neymar barely escaped this. Barely, Neymar. Almost every great one that comes out would have some. You are supposed to be prepared for something like this. That these things happen. It happened to Neymar. They tried it with Cristiano Ronaldo. They tried
Anthony
it with
almost
Mbappe.
got through
They
the same thing.
it,
Anthony of Manchester United.
Yes. And then, of course, Anderson also, Manchester United. A lot of them. So, and Robinho played as much as playing for Real Madrid, where they educate you. There's an orientation on how to behave, to become an ambassador. So why would he descend so low to engage in such callous and, oh man, so seriously, we need to say this as it is.
Very sad.
He doesn't deserve any privileges.
Okay, let's wrap our conversation up talking boxing as regards the last weekend heavyweight rematch between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Reports reaching us coming out recently said there was a backstage new footage of the man called Tyson Fury. Indigent post-match tirade has emerged after the Gypsy King slipped to points defeat against Alexander Usyk on Saturday in a thrilling contest where neither man refused to give an inch. It was the Ukrainian who finished the stronger. Do you think Usyk deserved that victory, or do you think Tyson Fury was robbed? Because he was confident he had won that fight. But the three judges gave 116 to 112, meaning all judges were in sync. And then there was a meltdown for Tyson Fury. Is that a signal of the end of the Gypsy King?
Well, as you know, I did an exclusive on that show, a post-match analysis.
Okay.
Where
so
I
let's
did
get a share from it.
I can tell you for a fact that the judges were spot on. It wasn't a robbery. I was really invested in that fight. I wanted to really see, because after the first one, Tyson Fury said he got, and Tyson Fury is not the. He wasn't robbed. Let me just tell you. Let me not go into too much details. He wasn't robbed. I saw the punch counts. He had more. He was punched. The punches that he had that were deflected were more. Usyk was more precise and was getting his target. He got his targets more. He was more mobile. And funny enough, you know that the reach of Tyson is far out. It's longer than Usyk. He's taller than Usyk, and the reach was longer. Usyk is 6'3", Tyson Fury is 6'9".
6'6".
So how was and heavier. So you also have to look at that also, because Usyk was bypassing the reach and hitting him and was more precise. So that was it. Tyson was throwing the punches. He was getting deflected and was not hitting the mark. Usyk was hitting the mark consistently and continuously and was returning the combinations back. There was a time, and he wore him down. He took the center. The early stages, I saw the game, I saw the match, and I listened to Carl Froch and Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis said that Tyson Fury, he expected him to remain aggressive. But Usyk wore him down. He kept hitting him, and consistently. Tyson Fury could not maintain it. So down the line, the more precise and articulate shots were coming from Usyk. He started dominating Tyson. He moved Tyson away, and Tyson was the one that was being walked down to the ring. So he was the aggressor. It was supposed to be Fury that was the one that was there, and he was bypassing Fury's guard to hit him. So for those, Tyson Fury has a right. I will say this just like I said on YouTube. I said Tyson should not feel bad, because maybe the reason why this talk came out, let's just say it as it is, the reason why this talk came out is because Frank Warren, the promoter of Tyson Fury, is looking for a trilogy. They were hoping for a draw.
Yes.
They were, no, actually, you will listen to, for those who were pro Tyson Fury, they were not talking about whether, what's his name, Usyk was the better boxer or not, because Usyk was wearing him out and working him down. They believed that he won more rounds and it should have been a draw. A draw would have been a better result. That's what they were saying, that they felt that it should have been a draw. But the fact is that Usyk has just proven that skill is better than power. All those muscle-bound boxers, Dubois and AJ, if he meets them in the ring, he will float like a butterfly and sting all of them like bees. And that's what he has: movement, footwork, and a very fast hand. And the heavyweights have become heavy and muscular and cannot move anymore. That was why Tyson Fury was able to beat Deontay Wilder, because Tyson Fury was moving. Deontay Wilder was one-dimensional. And so this man has come to change the scope of boxing again. I'm telling you, Muhammad Ali, the likes of not Joe Frazier now, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, those guys who love to move, and he technically will be applauding this fight. It was a master class.
All right, thank you very much.
Boxing.
All right, thank you very much, Frank Alapa. Always a pleasure having you join us on Talk Sport. Frank Alapa is the CEO of Sport 360. You can catch him online there to give you all the big stories making the rounds, and watch his YouTube page there, where you get all the big talking sports there. Frank, thank you very much for joining us on the Christmas Day Talking Sports.
Thank you so much, Tony.
All right, that's how we call it a wrap on today's edition of the program Talk Sports. My name is Anthony Mwori, King of Sports, saying Merry Christmas to all sports lovers. Go out there, play more football, play more tennis, and do all you need to do to keep sports running. Good morning.